So the verb s'appeler, this is our target, is how to, how to ask the name, someone's name. We use this verb s'appeler. S'appeler actually means to call oneself. It doesn't mean my name is, it means to call oneself. So in short, firstly, you need to understand, you cannot do word-to-word translation of any language. Every language has its own expressions, has its own style. So French is no exception. So the verb s'appeler is very important when you talk about your name, you talk about someone else's name. This is what we have learned in the first video. Here we talk about je m'appelle, right? So remember, je m'appelle comes from the verb s'appeler. Now let's look into the detail of the verb s'appeler. So this is the main verb s'appeler, you see here, and then je, tu, and all the subjects are written. Now in French, what happens is every verb has its conjugations. It's not as simple as you have in English. Now let me give you one example. Let's say in English, the verb is to watch, and if you say I watch, you watch, he watches, she watches, you watch, they watch. So normally the word watch remains the same except for he or she. So it's easy, the concept is easy. But in French, this concept has some details. So you need to learn those details. We call those details as conjugations. Means every subject has some changes. The verb has some changes. Either it can be the ending or sometimes in the beginning itself. So firstly, let's learn this verb today, s'appeler, and then we will move ahead with many verbs where I will explain you it. So the verb s'appeler, which means to call oneself. Let's look at this screen. S'appeler is to call oneself. What happens is the ending. If you look at the ending, er verb. Look at the ending, er verbs. You remove the er, add extra l. Except nu and who. Just check. Except nu and who, there is only single l. But if you check others, there is double l. But the main verb has single l. Remove er and put e in the end with the version of je. With the I, if I talk about spelling, it is je m'appelle, with removing er and put e in the end. With tu, it is es in the end. See, dash is just to explain you. You don't put dash as such. So tu t'appelles, right? See, it's gone. Il s'appelle. Again, it's the same spelling as you have for je. Only changes with je, I say je m'appelle. With tu, it is tu t'appelles. With il s'appelle, right? Same as you have used in the main verb, that s apostrophe. Now, why that s apostrophe is, let me explain you that as well. What happens is, originally it should be se, but in French e is gone and apostrophe has come into the picture because the word appeler starts with the vowel. So that's why e is gone and s apostrophe has taken that place of e. You got it? So that's why in the first je m'appelle, me should be there, e is gone, and then m apostrophe appelle, je m'appelle. Similarly with tu t'appelle, it has to be te, but e is gone, and then tu t'appelle. Il s'appelle, e is gone, il s'appelle, as apostrophe, right? But remember, if you are still confused on this, don't worry, just remember this like this. Gradually, as you move ahead, your concept will be clear on this part as well. So je m'appelle, tu t'appelles, pronunciation stays the same. Je m'appelle, tu t'appelles. In the first version, it's e in the end. In the second, with tu, it is tu t'appelles with es. With il s'appelle, it's e. Now with nous, let's say I am addressing myself and my friend as well, and we say our name is, let's say, if I need to say. Though it's not that practical, but still you should know how to say. Our name is nous nous appelons. Nous nous appelons. It means we call ourselves. That's the word-to-word translation. We call ourselves. So word-to-word translation for the first version is je m'appelle. It means I call myself. Tu t'appelles, you call yourself. Il s'appelle, he calls himself, or elle s'appelle. Elle is not written, but elle. Instead of il, we can use elle s'appelle. So elle s'appelle means her name is, or she calls herself. Nous nous appelons. So here we are using a single L, as I explained. Nous nous appelons. We call ourselves, right? Or our name is. And then vous vous appelez. That's a formal version of saying the name. Vous vous appelez. Right? Vous vous appelez. Let's say I need to ask someone's name, or I want to verify someone's name. I will, let's say, if your name is, let's say, Rajesh, I will say, vous vous appelez Rajesh. It's like that. Your name is Rajesh. It's like that. I'm asking you. You got it? So vous vous appelez. So EZ in the end. And il s'appelle. Now look at here. Il s'appelle. Pronunciation again stays the same. You won't speak ENT, the ending ENT as it's written. You will say s'appelle only. So je m'appelle. Repeat after me. Je m'appelle. Tu t'appelles. Il s'appelle. Elle s'appelle. Nous nous appelons. Nous nous appelons. Vous vous appelez. il s'appelle. This is how it is. So you practice, please. So let's practice. So first version with je m'appelle. Tu t'appelles. Il s'appelle. Or elle s'appelle. Nous nous appelons. Nous nous appelons. Fine. Vous vous appelez. Il s'appelle. Elle s'appelle. It means their name is, or they call themselves. Let's say I need to introduce two of my friends, or maybe three of my friends. It hardly matters. It should be more than one. So their name is, and then names. Fine. Il s'appelle. Right. So this is how the verb s'appeler goes. So s'appeler verb is again an important verb. Remember, if I need to ask the question, what is your name? So I will simply add the word como, like we did in the first video. What is your name? So como tu t'appelles. Fine. If I need to ask what is his name, como él s'appelle. So spelling of como is C-O-M-M-E-N-T, como. So como il s'appelle, como elle s'appelle, como tu t'appelles. You got it now. Il s'appelle is his name is. So if I need to say what is his name, como il s'appelle. What is her name, como elle s'appelle. What is your name, como tu t'appelles. Similarly, the formal version of asking, if I need to ask your name formally, I will say como vous appelez-vous or como vous vous appelez. Fine. I can do the inversion of vous will come in the later part and vous appelez-vous. So same way. So como vous appelez, como vous vous appelez, pardon, como appelez-vous. I'm sure you understand. The answer will stay the same. If the question is como tu t'appelles, the answer will stay as je m'appelle. If the question is como il s'appelle, the answer has to be il s'appelle. Como il s'appelle, what is his name? So answer has to be il s'appelle and the name of the person. Similarly, como elle s'appelle and the name of the person, name of any girl. Como elle s'appelle. Fine, and then the answer has to be elle s'appelle. I'm sure you have got the hang of this s'appeler verb, how to ask the name and how to tell the name. Now the next part is to talk about the two auxiliary verbs, two main verbs, as I said, the backbone verbs of French. Those are être and avoir. So let's learn about être and avoir.